In our last upload, y'all saw me apply and fortunately get approved for the Southwest Priority Credit Card, which makes me 17 for 17 on credit card applications in my lifetime without even ever being sent to pending review. As I explained in the Watch Me Apply video, this card is essential to my credit card strategy for 2025 and 2026, and effectively is going to let me travel with my girlfriend for half off. So now that this card has finally been delivered to me, and I say finally because it came in later than expected, even though it's priority shipping, and that's why I'm having to film at a different location and not on my normal setup, so forgive me there. But in this video, I want to explain first why I applied for it and how I justify its $149 annual fee. Second, I want to then share my data points after applying for the card and discuss how this application impacted me. And lastly, of course, I'll be unboxing the credit card live and talk about the steps that I took immediately after getting approved to help me utilize this card to its fullest. So getting into part one here, as I talked about in the Watch Me Apply video, there are two big reasons that this card makes sense for me. The first of which, of course, being that it's going to help me achieve the Southwest Companion Pass for 2025 and 2026. I did recently make a full video about the Southwest Companion Pass strategy. That way, if you're out there trying to do the exact same thing I am and earn a ton of free flights with them, hopefully that'll be a good resource for you. But to give you the quick rundown, the Southwest Companion Pass is basically a buy one, get one free pass with Southwest. And the value of this pass is really just like unbeatable in the domestic travel space, especially considering that the one ticket you buy can be bought using Southwest miles. So by having the Southwest Companion Pass, you effectively double the value of all of your Southwest miles. The easiest requirement to hit to get the Companion Pass is earning 135,000 Southwest qualifying miles in a calendar year. And fortunately, they allow welcome offers on their credit cards to count towards that. So that's exactly why you saw me apply for the Southwest Performance Business a couple months back, now the Southwest Priority Card, both of which I waited to hit the minimum spend on until the start of this year, because the way that the Companion Pass works is that you earn it for the rest of the calendar year that you hit the qualifications for, as well as the full following year. So by hitting it at the start of a year, you basically maximize the length for 2 full years. So obviously getting this card was huge because that completes the strategy for me. Once I hit the spend on it, which I just did, all I'm doing now is waiting for the spend to actually post to my account. And on top of getting the buy one, get one free for the rest of my Southwest flights over the next 2 years, the offers themselves gave me 130,000 Southwest miles that'll cover a lot of the one ticket that I had to buy. So basically, I won't even have to really front up any points this year either that I didn't earn from the welcome offers, meaning that me and my girlfriend are both flying for free for the foreseeable future. To put some monetary value to the Companion Pass, because I forgot to do that in the Watch Me Apply, if you take a low estimate of 5 uses per year, even just one-way flights, at a conservative 25,000 points saved per flight, that's 125,000 Southwest miles saved. And at a 1.4 cent per point valuation, that's $1,750 in 1 year just by having the Companion Pass. I plan on using it more than that, so I'm really excited to tally up how much value I did save at the end of 2025 and subsequently in 2026. The second big reason that I got this card is because I actually will utilize its credits and benefits, specifically the 7,500 points on every card member anniversary that you get, as well as the $75 annual Southwest travel credit and the 4 upgraded boardings per year. The 4 upgraded boardings per year are a little bit harder to put a value on, but what I found online is that each upgraded boarding is worth anywhere from $30 to $149. Would I pay $149 out of pocket to get my boarding pass upgraded? No way. But $30, sure, that's a decent estimation we can use here. So that'd be a minimum of $120 worth of value. And adding it to the previous 2 credits I just mentioned, that means my effective annual fee on this card should be negative $151. And that's not considering the value I get from the 50,000 point welcome offer I got on this card, or the Southwest Companion Pass, which this obviously helped me earn. Switching gears a bit now, let's talk about my data points after applying for the card. And fortunately, basically all of my data points stayed exactly the same, except for with my Experian account. So let's just run through them all real quick again to give you a refresh. With TransUnion, my credit score is currently a 773, and I have 3 hard inquiries with that bureau. With Equifax, my score is a 776 with only 1 hard inquiry. And then with Experian, that's the one that's changed, my score has dropped 3 points down to a 754. And I added 1 new hard inquiry to my account, making it now 5 with Experian. My Experian score does get beat up the most because I mostly apply for Chase credit cards and Chase pulls Experian for me. And this is actually the most amount of hard inquiries I've ever seen on an account at one time. But still, as I mentioned in the Watch Me Apply, I don't really care about hard inquiries that much. The only reason that they really matter is if you are applying for a credit card with a lender that is very inquiry sensitive, Or if you're somebody looking to apply for a mortgage or a car loan soon, and if that's the case, you do want to be careful with your hard inquiries because you don't want your score to be decreased even temporarily by a few points, because you might want to be squeezing every point possible from your credit report before applying for one of those major loans, depending on where you sit in the tiers. Do note that I'm now somebody that has a few years of credit history under my belt, and I also have 17 card accounts. So for me, a hard inquiry really doesn't drop my score at all. As you see here, it dropped it by only 3 points. In the beginning of my credit card journey, a hard inquiry would impact me a lot more. That's just because I had less credit history and less card accounts, meaning that each new inquiry or each new change to my report was a pretty drastic one. Just know that overall, though, hard inquiries will fall off of your report after 2 years. And as time goes on in the credit card game, they impact your score less and less. Now it's time to turn the camera around to get into the unboxing itself. But before I do, I want to mention a couple of quick notes about the steps I took immediately after getting approved. And these steps are the same ones I take with any card that I apply for, because I want to maximize the value that I get from the card while being really responsible with each one. So the first thing I did after filming the application for the card and turned the camera off was call Chase's customer service line. I just got the number from the back of one of my other Chase cards, and I asked them to expedite the card for me because I had some big purchases I wanted to put on it. I really just wanted to get the card as soon as possible so I could put the charge on it and make sure the charge posts in time for my next statement close date so that I could get the welcome offer points as soon as possible. Did I really need to do that for this card? No, but hey, I just like getting my cards as quick as I can. But lo and behold, like I've been able to do with like all of my cards in recent past, they did approve that request and expedited the card to me within 2 to 3 business days. Unfortunately, as I mentioned in the intro, it did take the full like 3 business days to get in. So I'm now filming this on the weekend, trying to get the video out within like the next few days. But hey, it still came really quickly, and it came in the expedited packaging right here. I can't really show you the front because I don't have tape to cover up all my address and stuff right now. So I'll be filming the unboxing whenever I get back to my apartment. But just know, as you can see in the top here, it did come extremely urgently, which is a big plus. And they did it completely for free, which is obviously really nice. So after hanging up the phone on that call with Chase, I immediately went into my Chase account and set up auto pay for this credit card. Specifically, I set up auto pay to pay the statement balance off by the payment due date. I do that with every single one of my cards. That's the only way that I can manage 17 cards effectively without ever being caught up in any kind of interest or what have you. I make sure all of my cards automatically pay themselves off. And then after that, I just had to wait for the card to come in. As soon as it did, I went ahead and made that purchase I needed to make to activate the welcome offer points. And all that's left to do is now sit back until that first statement closes and the points get added to my account. And then I can start flying for half off with Southwest. Okay, now cut to future me, where I will be unboxing this card with it all taped up and everything in the studio. Okay, here we are, and as you can see, this card once again came in UPS Express. And that is because I called Chase to expedite the card, which is what I do with basically every card these days. Let's go ahead and open up this shipping package. And inside you'll find the envelope, which the card comes in, which has a few little packets of paper here. This first one, of course, will be the card itself, so I'm gonna have to save that for later because, retention, guys, come on. After that, though, we have the card member agreement rates and fees table. This just tells us all of like the APRs and fees and everything that we discussed in the Watch Me Apply. And the moral of the story here is that you shouldn't ever have to worry about any of these values as long as you make your payments on time and in full. And if you're not doing that, you shouldn't even be playing the credit card game. So hopefully that's a baseline understanding we all have. That is why I'm going to basically ignore that piece of paper. This card also comes with a guide to benefits here. Looking at this table of contents, we can see that it just covers mainly all of the coverages and insurances that the card has. But these to me are more nice to haves rather than mandatories, since I have so many other cards that also have great protections. But it's good to know that these are here. Of course, you can always find those online too, so I'm not going to be saving that paper. Next up is the card member agreement from Chase. And this will tell you different things like how to get started with your account, how to, use your card, many other things just like that. As I flip through here, you can kind of see what's going on, but it's nothing extremely interesting. Then we have this welcome aboard little packet specific to the Southwest Rapid Rewards Priority Credit Card. I feel like I haven't seen this type of packet in a while, and that's honestly probably because I haven't applied for a personal card in so long. Business cards generally don't come with this in my experience, but once again, just more reiteration of the fact that it has all of these different credits and benefits and earning categories and stuff like that. So another nice little Sunday read for you. Then lastly, before we actually unbox the card itself, we see a privacy disclosure basically from Chase telling us what they do with our personal information and how you can limit that if you do choose to, but not going to dwell too much on this paper either. Let's go ahead and grab the important document and put it in frame for you. First thing to note is that my credit access line is $8,700, so definitely not bad at all. I'll take that. It's lower than my last personal card application, but not by a ton. And honestly, I think I might have to start requesting credit limit decreases with Chase because I'm getting to the point now where I have a lot of available credit with them, and I might start getting denied for cards because of that. So we'll see what I do with that as the time comes, but yeah, just thought I'd mention it. Let's go ahead and reveal the card here in 3, 2, one. There it is. Pretty sleek all around. Got a nice blue color to it. Let's go ahead and pull it off the page to get a closer look. See if I can get it to kind of play with that light there a little bit so you can see the colors better. But yeah, overall just a nice deep blue color with my name on the bottom here, the name of the card above that, the Southwest Rapid Rewards logo on the top left, as well as the Visa signature logo on the bottom right. On the edges here, you can see some nice red banding, which I found on the Southwest Performance Business card when I unboxed it, and I thought that was pretty neat. Gives it a cool, look whenever you rotate the card and it matches those Southwest colors. Speaking of rotating the card, let's look at the back as well. It's pretty busy, honestly. You got the mag strip up top, you have the signature line down here with your CVV next to that, your name, as well as the card number and your Rapid Rewards number under that, which is why I had to black out basically this whole entire section here. And then, like the NFC logo, the Chase logo, all of the normal stuff you see on a credit card, including the phone numbers to call if you need help with your card. But yeah, I would say that I'm a pretty big fan of this card design. It is plastic, but it's not extremely flexible. Like, it's pretty rigid. Either way, though, this is not a card that I'm going to be holding in my personal setup, like, at all. It's really one that I'll probably load to my Southwest account and use for its credits and benefits, but that's about it after I hit this welcome offer, which I already did at the time of recording this, actually. But yeah, let me know what you think of this card design down below, and obviously if you want to see how I got this card in my hands today, be sure to click into the Watch Me Apply video right here next. And as always, Odin and I both really appreciate you watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the little double feature this week, and if you did enjoy, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel, and we'll catch you guys next time.